Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a knife from CJRB. This is the Scoria. I really like this knife. We've already given one of these away and I really wanted to kind of do another review of this one, or at least do the full review. I did the unboxing because we gave it away before I got a chance to do a full review, and this knife is just stinking cool. This right here is it's a budget knife, right? It definitely isn't in the realm of, for what it costs. It uses CJRB M9 blade steel. So this is a powdered metal from Artisan Cutlery. It's their proprietary steel, and they use it a lot of their knives, a lot of their budget knives. So this particular knife has thumb studs. It has the flipper, which I think is really cool. It's G10 contoured scales, has steel liners, which is milled out for weight reduction. Titanium milled clip that's nice and rounded. Contoured scales, not a lot, but definitely some contour shape. A reversible pocket clip for left hand, right hand tip up. Has beautiful little pivot collars on both sides. It is a captive pivot. You have a couple of screws. These are all, I believe, T6s. Let's double check that. So here's T8s. Let's just make sure it's not a T8 first. Yeah, so they're T6s. T6 is probably T8. Yeah, T8 on the pivot. And I love the big, beautiful thumb studs. I love the kind of offset with the black here, which is really nice. Full flat grind, nice swedge on top, beautiful drop point, big finger choil. That's very functional. I can use. So large hands, extra large hands can definitely get in there. Large hands, extra large hands can really take advantage of that. Work really well with that. It is a liner lock, fully engaged in there. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that. We're probably at a good 50% or so. You have good access cut away to the liner lock. It is chamfered right there, easy access, nice and drop. You can get that down, and it does drop relatively easy. Hasn't broken in quite yet. It is on cage ceramic ball bearings. The flip action is really nice. And then the thumb stud reverse and whatever, you can reverse and front flick it. So that's really nice. Because it's not a full flat grind, I don't really have bonus flick here. You don't really have access to the blade, and that's okay. It is chamfered all the way on the edges. I mean, it's not as smooth as maybe you might want it to be, right? But it's still pretty comfortable. Still pretty comfortable. It's so thin. I think that's the feature here. It's very ergonomic, very nice and very thin. So it's a great EDC knife. Just really is a great size. So black coated CJRB M9 blade steel, thumb studs, G10 scales, steel liners, titanium mill deep pocket carry clip, does have a hole for a lanyard, does have a captive pivot, steel liners, which works really great, no blade play, no pivot lash. You hear the detent. Let's hear it nice and click in. Nice and click, no detent lash. It's in there really well. Like that. Does drop really well. Let's see here, where's the detent ball? You clear the detent ball right there, and then if you catch your finger right there on that, you should be clear, and it can nice and drop. Now, it hasn't broken in yet, but once it does, it should drop in really nicely, right? It's not one that I've tuned or anything like that, but you could absolutely tune that. You could probably put skiffs in there, which would make it even better, right? That's a couple of things I might do. If I were to carry this and keep this, I might tune that a little bit, but, you know, that right now is not quite something I would carry. You know, I'm not going to be carrying it because I bought it for a giveaway, right? So, but I think it's going to break in nicely. It already feels like it is. A lot of positive things about this. I love the finger choil. I love the access there. The flipper works well. By the way, there's no jimping on here, but that jimper, if you get up here, it works really nicely. And the thing is, I think I can, yeah, you can do push button. You absolutely can do the push button here. It works really well. And the light switch works really well. So you have options. I like that. I like that a lot. Very, very cool. It opens and closes really well, right? You have the flipper, you have the thumb studs. That's really nice. Dead center, action's pretty good, all that stuff. So, nice. Blade shape, it is a drop point. Does have a swedge, all that good stuff. Has a coating. Let's do some measurements. See how much this guy weighs. All right, so this guy weighs 3.6 ounces. So 3.6 ounces is the weight for this knife. That's not bad for, you know, a little friendly EDC with G10 scales and the steel liners. I mean, I'm not too terribly upset about that. I think that's pretty darn nice. All right, so let's do a measurement on this. It is a full 8-inch knife going right from there. It's 4 inches. So we have 4 inches of grip. If you use the finger choil, you can get up to almost 5 inches. Yeah, just shy of 5 inches. So pretty generous for your hand grip. You go from the very tip up here to, we'll actually do this. So we're right at 3.5 inches from the tip to the scale. If we look at the actual cutting length, we're looking at, I want to say, not 3, just a little shy of 3 1/4. I want to say 3 1/3 of an inch. So maybe 3 1/3 or 3 1/8 of an inch. It's not that terribly, long. So let's see, can we stand this up? Because I might have to get into that. It might be, I don't know, it'd be easier to look at the blade. All right, so let's go ahead and measure the blade stock thickness. It does seem pretty thin, so I'm pretty hopeful this is going to be relatively thin. Yeah. All right, so we're at 105 thousandths of an inch. So 0.105 or 0.11 inches. It's pretty thin. It's a pretty thin blade. I mean, definitely thinner than your typical blade, so it's going to be a beautiful slicer, come down nice and thin, has a nice edge. So if you look at that sharpening on that edge, it looks pretty even on both sides. Yeah, pretty nice. So nice thin edge. All right, so a blade like this knife in itself, this knife was, the cost was $69. So you're definitely looking at something that's under $100. It definitely falls into what I would call the budget category. Now, some people might say, well, $30, $50. Well, my budget category is under $100, and this definitely falls into it. It's a nicer knife for the budget category. I think you get a lot of good, positive, nice things. It looks really good for a budget knife. Did put a little oil in there, just kind of loosen that up a little bit. The action was a little tight when I first got it, brand new. You can always wipe that off, but I always like to put a little oil into the washers. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good price. I think it's a good budget knife. So the purpose, EDC, hard use, collection piece. Well, any budget knife to me is not a collection piece. Can you collect it? Absolutely. If you want to collect away. But budget knives to me aren't collection pieces, so that takes it off there. EDC, absolutely, that's what this is. It's a perfect EDC knife. It's meant for that. It's meant for hard use. Now, it is a liner lock. It is G10 steel liners. It's ARP M9 blade steel with black coated, right? So all that being said, hard use is relative to the tool. If you're planning to go out and cut some logs with a hammer and stuff like you would with a fixed blade, my attitude toward that is go get yourself a fixed blade. Use a fixed blade for a fixed blade job, right? And if you don't need if you need to do something heavier, get an axe, right? Get the right tool for the right job. Don't make use a wrong tool because oops, ooh, did I cut myself? Let's see. Boy, that edge is sharp. Ooh, did I catch my nail? I did. Okay, good. I'm clear. We're safe. Woo! I keep doing that because I'm getting so close here in the camera. But anyways, yeah. So get yourself the right tool if you want to do that. But I think for hard use, opening boxes, cutting dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, cases of water, Amazon boxes, letters, envelopes, gifts, presents. Yeah, this is going to be great. You can use it away in a warehouse, cutting, pallets and stuff like that. Lots of boxes. Absolutely a great tool. I think you would absolutely use this. I think it's hard use for that all day long. Now, whacking away and doing things, get the right tool. Ergos and feels, overall design. I think the overall design for a knife, that's $69. By the way, it's $69 at White Mountain Knives. Use RNK10, use my code, save 10%. It'll be less than that. You save $6 and you save $7. So it'll be $62. So 7 from 70, so it'll be 63. It'll be $62.99. So if you use RNK10, it's like $63 or $62.99. So, almost $50. So that's close to half of that. Definitely makes it a pretty good price knife. I think for what you get for that, the ergonomics, the feels and everything, I think it's really fantastic. The opening and closing, the flipper works well. The thumb studs work well. They're very comfortable. I love the Volcano on here. It's placed well. It's easy to access. They're easy to work, both left and right-handed. We're getting up there with, it's almost idiot-proof right there, right? And when you drop it, you just got to make sure you get past that detent. And if you use that just correctly, that'll clear the detent every time. Now, if you're one of these guys that closes and slow like that, then you're fine. You'll never notice that, right? And if you want to, if you wanted to slow roll open it, you could. You could theoretically do that as well. So let me see if I can do that. I tend to flip my knives, especially when I have a thumb stud. Now, a thumb hole, it's easier for me to slow roll, like a Spyderco or something like that. But yeah, there's that.
So opening, closing, really nice. I think the action's going to get better. It is a budget knife. I just got this. I haven't had a chance to really break it in. I want to be able to use it again for another giveaway. So that's why I bought a second one. I never got a chance to review it the first time. So we're reviewing this one second time, and I didn't really get a chance to break this one in. But you know what? I did get a chance to check that one out, but I never got a chance to do the review. So I know everything I did with that one, and this feels exactly the same. It just hasn't broken in like the other one has, and by the time I finish this review, I'm going to be one step closer to that break-in, and when we do the giveaway, it'll probably be perfect like it was when I was ready to do the review and I never had time to do it. But that'll be good for the person who receives the knife. But anyways, I like this knife. I think this knife is pretty stinking cool. You put Skiffs in there, it'd be even sweeter. Since it's a giveaway, I'm not going to put Skiffs in there. But anyways, fidget factor. You do have a really well-executed flipper. You can really work that well. You have great thumb studs, both left and right-handed. So for me, this is going to get a solid... You don't have any bonus stuff in here, so you get a solid 5 out of 10. You get a solid 5 out of 10. The flipper and the thumb studs work really well. There's no bonus anywhere, and that's okay. That's okay. But it works both great left and right-handed. And because it works really well left and right-handed, I'm going to give it a 6 for fidgety goodness, or the fidget factor. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for fidget factor because it works well left and right-handed. I'll give it an extra point. So 6 out of 10 for that. Yeah, works really, really nicely. I do like that a lot. All right, so fidgety goodness. How well does it execute? It does it really well. It works really, really, really well. I like it. I like it a lot. It works really nice. So I'm going to give it 100%. I'll give it 100%. Yeah, I'll give it, no, 95%. Solid A, solid A. Just not quite 100. And the only reason why I'm not giving it quite 100, because sometimes, you don't quite clear that detent. If you get used to this and you break it in, it's going to be super easy. And if you tune this, it's going to be perfect, right? But right now, I got to give it, it's a solid A. I can't quite give it 100 because it just doesn't feel that 100. And that 100 is when it feels everything just works well. And it's almost a feel. You get the extra 100, you get the extra points, get 100%. So it's a solid A, 95. Overall thoughts, is it recommended? Absolutely, this is recommended. I think it's a great knife. Absolutely, you can get this. The Scoria, if you like this, the feel, the look of it, this is just a solid knife. Solid, executable budget knife. I love the design. I feel like it's underrated, a kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know. I think it's a really good EDC tool. And I think if you got exposed to it, had a little more hands on it, I think you would really enjoy this. It just works really well. So thin, so ergonomic, really nice. I like that a lot. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a recommended knife. I think you should absolutely could enjoy this in your collection. So let's do some nice close-ups here. We'll look at the blade, nice drop point, the G10 scales that have steel liners underneath with that pivot collar, reversible clip, nice G10. I love the texture here, titanium clip that is reversible. Here's the pivot collar on the pivot side where it is captive, right? And then you have the thumb studs and the clip. You do see minimal billboarding on here, CJRB over here. I mean, it could be a little less, but it's not bad. It's not bad for a budget knife. Nice, like, swedge on top. Just a nice design overall. I like this knife. I think this would be a cool knife to have in your collection, to be in your car, your backpack, in your truck, maybe in your toolbox, wherever. Just to carry if you're working somewhere and you want a knife to beat up, this is a good tool. It's a good tool. Great gift for a first time to get a pocket knife who may not really understand pocket knives, but this could definitely start them down that road of enjoying nicer pocket knives for sure, because it just has a lot of nice things about it. So yeah, there you go. The Scoria by CJRB. I think it's a good knife. Definitely worth something to keep in your collection to add. So, hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, would you please consider hitting the like button? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to all of you guys who watch the videos, who like the videos. I sure appreciate you guys. It really means the world to me. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. And then finally, if you're a channel member, hey, thank you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. If you've been here since the beginning, you joined along the way, you joined recently, I really do appreciate every one of you channel members out there. You help the channel in so many ways, allows this channel to grow, to do things that I didn't think we could do. And I'm so grateful to buy knives like this for giveaways. I appreciate you guys, to ship out the things. Thank you, thank you. And if you've been on the fence and you thought, hey, I'd like to be a channel member, I would love to have you. I'd be honored. Check out the link down below. I have 3 different tiers. And also, as a way to say thank you, I do a once a month giveaway. It's not my way to bribe you, but if you feel like you want to be a channel member because of that, yeah, by all means, I still would welcome you. But it's just my way to say thank you. Thank you to all of those who support the channel. And also, if you've been a member for a while and you haven't emailed me, or if you just became a member and you have yet to email me with your name and address. I'd love to send you a sticker. I like to send all my new channel members or members who haven't gotten a sticker, who are still members, a sticker. Be my way just to say thank you. And then the top tiers have a little extra content. There's some other things that we do, but it's just my way to say thank you for supporting the channel. I sure do appreciate you. Thank you. Also, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.